I'm planning to do a Hyrox race later on in this year, but I don't really know yet if I should sign up for the Open or the Pro division. And in this video I'm doing the official Hyrox physical fitness test to decide that for me. In Hyrox you have different levels that decide the difficulty of your Hyrox race. And the organization have created a physical fitness test to advise you on which difficulty you should sign up for. If you finish this test between 45 and 35 minutes, the organization advises you to sign up for a Hyrox relay, meaning that you do the whole race with 4 different people. If you finish this test between 30 to 40 minutes, the organization advises you to sign up to a Hyrox double. Now, between 25 and 35 minutes, the organization advises you to sign up for an Hyrox Open solo. And if you finish this test between 15 and 25 minutes, the organization advises you to sign up for a Hyrox Pro solo. Now, what's the difference between a Hyrox Open and a Hyrox Pro? Well, simply put, the weight is higher at an Hyrox Pro race. So, for example, talking about the sled push and the sled pull, both of those stations are 50 kilos heavier in a pro race versus an open race. Now, I have never done a Hyrox race, so I'm actually really curious how fast I can do this physical fitness test by Hyrox. Now, what does the test actually look like? First, you start off with a 1000 meter run. You can either do that, of course, outside or in a treadmill, but if you do it on a treadmill, you should do it on a 2% incline. Then from the 1000 meter run, you go into the burpees, where you're supposed to do 50 burpees with a jump of at least 90 centimeters. Then moving into the stationary lunges, where you have to do 100 stationary lunges without any weight. From there you move into the 1000 meter row, followed by a 30 push-up hand release. So meaning that you should actually lay on the floor, release the hands from the floor, and then push up again. And then the final exercise, which is also in the actual race, you need to do 100 wall balls, which for women's is 4 kilo wall ball, and for men's it's a 6 kilo wall ball. Now after that you're finished, and then the total time decides for you which race you should sign up for. So we're starting off with the 1000 meter run. I put the machine at an average pace of 4:15 per kilometer. And now looking back at it and knowing how it felt, I could have, I think, put it a little bit faster than I did. But I just didn't want to put it too fast to really be out of breath before starting the next part of the workout. Also, if you look closely, I did not put the machine on a 2% incline, which is what you're supposed to do with this workout. So I made it a little bit too easy on myself on the first run. So then moving into the fans' favorite, the burpees. So I would say generally I'm quite good at doing the burpees, but even if you're really good at the burpees, it's still going to be super tough to do 50 burpees in a row. And also this one, I must say it was really getting hard after around 30 burpees. But I did manage to do it fully unbroken, so I'm happy with that. But I was really, yeah, the very high heart rate at the end of the 50 burpees. But overall, I think, yeah, went pretty well. Now moving into one of my strongest parts, I think, of the whole Hyrox routine, which is the lunges. And also in this workout, you don't even have to put a sandbag on your back, so it lunges without additional weight. But what I did notice though, and I think you see it here also in the video, is that I did not fully extend my knees when getting up from my lunge. So this is really something that I should focus on moving forward, is to fully extend the lunges, because if I don't do that, it will not be considered as a correct lunge when I will do it in a race. Now, the rowing is where it really became difficult for me. Also because I started a little bit too fast. So I was aiming for 145 on average per 500 meter. But I very quickly noticed that that was going to be too fast. So I quickly slowed it down to around 155 to 2 minutes per 500 meters. And also what I noticed looking back at the video is that my form was not really the greatest. So my head is leaning forward a little bit too much. I should be having more of a straight back. And I noticed also really with the rowing that my fatigue really started to come in. Now moving into the push-ups. So the way you should do the push-ups in this workout is a release at the bottom. So what you also see here in the video is that I'm taking my hands off the floor and really laying on the floor before pushing up. And then you should do that 30 times in a row. And I think for me in this workout it was quite doable. So I managed to go through this relatively quickly. Now moving into the final station of this workout, and that is the famous 100 wall balls with a 6 kilo ball. I think I noticed already in here that I was going to be doing quite a good time. I was not necessarily expecting to be able to do this under 25 minutes, but I think here, even though I didn't really look at the time, I noticed that I was going to be around 20 to 25 minutes. And as you can see here also in the time, it is shaping up to be quite a good time. I must say, and you see it really good here in the video, that my form is not good enough. So when doing a wall ball, your hips should be below your knees when you get into a squat position. Because if you don't do that, the wall ball will not be counted in an official Hyrox race. And as you can see here, with all of my reps actually, that is not really the case. So that's also actually why I'm filming this, to be able to see this and to be able to adjust accordingly, because this is something I should then focus on in the future, to really squat into a deeper position with the wall balls. So I managed to do the first 30 reps unbroken, and then I went to do 20 reps, and then the final 30 reps I pushed it through. And really what was surprising to me was that the difficulty was really for me in the arms rather than the legs. And I think that comes from the push-ups that I did before, where my shoulders were just really tired, and the legs were actually still quite okay. So the fatigue really was sitting in the shoulders. And I must say that's actually a good sign, because that means that my legs are really strong for a Hyrox race. But regardless, 100 wall balls always stays super hard. And that was the last wall ball. So the total time turned out to be 20 minutes and 37 seconds, which I was actually pretty surprised about, and actually also very happy, because that means that I should be doing a pro race, which intimidates me a little bit, because I initially planned to do an open race. So if you see one of my earlier videos, one of the goals that I have for this year is an Hyrox race in under 1 hour and 15 minutes. But that was for the open race. So yeah, I need to still see which one I'm going to sign up for. But if I'm going to do the pro race, I don't think that 1 hour and 15 minutes is going to be possible. But yeah, we'll see. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do, please hit that like button and subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.